Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as was the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, I hope that you are all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are out there in the world. You probably want to strap in and get ready to sit through a little bit longer of a video, because we have a lot to go over in this video, talking about Basel 3, talking about the Cpmi group, talking about everything from there on out. I saw this post come up on my timeline again today, and this is not new. This is from January 12th, where ISO 2022 Let's Do It posted it. European Commission Roundtable on shortening the settlement cycle in the EU. This is a very big one to look at, because guess who is giving the remarks? Gary Gensler. What have I been saying? Gary Gensler is on the FSB. He is a major player on it. At the same exact time that Ripple is being scrutinized, they're being targeted by the SEC. It's all for show. We know what is going on. We know what's happening. The FSB allowed Ripple to give their remarks on global regulatory frameworks while in the middle of a lawsuit. And we're talking even before XRP won back in January, back in July of 2023. When we look at what is going on here, I think it's pretty clear. I think it's very, very clear. They want you to divert your attention. They want you to look at other things. Go look at Bitcoin ETFs. Go ape into Bitcoin so that we can dump on you. They want you to continue to avoid what is actually important in the space. When we talk about settlement cycles and shortening the settlement times, what does that make you think of? Settlement has been the word that the XRP community has been hearing for years and years and years. But beyond this, the BIS, the Bank for International Settlements, they have been going heavy all over X. The Basel Committee, BIS Committee on Payments and Market Infrastructure, and also the iOS CO Press are calling for comments on 10 policy proposals on initial margin transparency and responsiveness in centrally cleared markets. Now, mind you, this is the Cpmi group with the Basel Committee. How significant is this? I mean, this is pretty interesting stuff, guys. Now, if we scroll down, there's not too much to go over here. Because again, like a lot of the proposals, they're nothing too crazy. There's a few things around transparency and stuff like that. But for the most part, there's no major mention of DLT or anything like that. The only big thing that I noticed, the Financial Stability Board is also conducting work to develop high-level cross-sectoral policy proposals on non-bank market participants. Guys, check this out. Liquidity preparedness to meet margin and collateral calls. This is liquidations. They want to make sure that they have proper liquidity prepared to meet these margin and collateral calls. The FSB will publish a consultative report in the first half of 2024. This is insane, but this is all a part of Basel 3. We've talked about this. Over here, here's the Basel Committee. This is the overview of them. 45 members comprise central banks and bank supervisors from 28 jurisdictions. And if we scroll down, they're working with the Cpmi group, guys. This is the group that Ripple is a part of, by the way. They joined back in August of 2023. But here's the latest publications by the BCBS. All-round regulations. But here's liquidity, things like that. Then we get this on December 14th. Now, there's a few speeches down here as well, but this is the only one on crypto. Now, if we actually go here, we can see the breakdown of it. Now, again, this is a full PDF page. If we actually open this, for an example, this breaks it down. There's a lot of information in here, but mainly here's the introduction, right? In December of 2022, the Basel Committee published its standard on the prudential treatment of banks' exposures to crypto assets. This is all around Basel III, by the way. They want to make sure that everything is being fully reported. This is going to start being implemented on January of 2025, January 1st, for example. Given the rapid pace of market developments, the committee noted in the publication that it would likely issue additional refinements and clarifications to the standard over time in order to ensure consistent understanding and implementation. Now, by the way, this is them planning ahead already to make sure that the market is fully regulated. They even do mention stablecoins, composition of reserve assets. I mean, this is a big deal because all of this is around regulations, standardization to make sure that banks can hold crypto assets. They want to make sure that, at the end of the day, because they are planning ahead already, they know that banks will be holding crypto assets. They want to make sure that they are prepared accordingly. Also, Basel III, International Regulatory Framework for Banks. Remember, this is the one that Jamie Dimon, the guy was practically shaking about Basel III. This has been around for a while. They implemented it initially around 2007 to 2009. This is a response to it. Now, it hasn't been fully implemented. It hasn't been, already live or anything like that. There's still a lot that needs to be put in place around this. For an example, here's a PwC article on this. This is the Basel III Endgame, the next generation of risk-weighted assets. Again, when we really look at this, this is all a major change to the scenery around banks, how banks are treating the assets that they have, how banks are treating reserves, things like that. It also changes how they report them as well. Now, the comment period, originally November 30th, was extended to January 16th of this year, with final rule publication expected Q2, Q3 of 2024. Currently, there are 4 dissents, 2 at the FDIC, Vice Chairman Hill and Director McKernan, and 2 at the Fed, Governors Bowman and also Waller. As a result of concerns about potential impact on economic growth and market liquidity, potential impact includes globally systemically important banks experiencing an increase of 21% in capital requirements versus 10% increase at regional banks. Implementation of Basel III Endgame would take effect July 1st of 2025, with 3-year phase-in of the capital ratio impact through June 30th of 2028. But remember, a lot of individuals, including myself, believe that Basel III is going to truly wipe out the system. Like, this is going to be the last stage in the overall reset. Again, I could be wrong, but I do believe that this is going to cause systemic damage to the financial space because we know how these banks work. They have been manipulating us for a while in terms of the reserves that they are actually holding and also the things on paper that they're saying that they have. But outside of this, again, here is the membership. This got updated back in July of 2022. This is the Basel Committee membership. These are major central banks around the world. You can see all of them on the list. Guys, these are very significant players. And you know what's crazy about all of this? They're working with the Cpmi. Here we also have, just recently, January 18th, from the BIS, again, talking about FX markets. We have the BIS Markets Committee Chair, John Williams, commended the global FXC for its promotion of a robust, fair, liquid, open, and transparent FX market, and stressed the need to continue this work to ensure the FX Global Code remains fit for purpose. Now, why is this important? Well, 2022 has been an unprecedented year for crypto's usage and enterprise use cases despite market turmoil. The end goal for Ripple has always been to help enterprises, whether large financial institutions or local payment service providers, move money around the world the way that information does today. With on-demand liquidity's expansion into nearly 40 payout markets around the world, representing 90% of the FX market, the proof is in the pudding. They already have 90% of the FX market covered. And remember, This is all talking about an open and fair and transparent market that is also liquid. How are they going to do this? Is this where the Cpmi group comes into play? Because also, January 19th, the BIS Innovation Hub head, Cecilia Skinsley, spoke at the World Economic Forum 2024, emphasizing that it is critical to upgrade the global financial system to meet users' growing expectations of fast, cheap, transparent, safe, and 24/7 services, both domestic and cross-border. I'm sorry, but are we reading the same exact thing here? Are you guys hearing this? I mean, go back a few months and go back to this announcement. Ripple joins the BIS Cross-Border Payments Task Force. This is the Committee on Payments and Market Infrastructure. Now, mind you, this is all about aligning with the G20 targets around cross-border payments, making them faster and enhancing them. You're telling me that this is a coincidence? This is why I always say, focus on the much larger picture at hand. We are seeing a massive change to our global financial system. And in my opinion, at this current moment in time, there is zero doubt in my mind that Ripple is tied to this. Anderson put out a great post. It's one of 4. On July 31st, 2023, the Cross-Border Payments Interoperability and Extension Task Force was revealed by the Bank for International Settlements. As many of you know, Ripple was included, and I do wonder how many other groups out there are with Ripple included. But who were also included and what can they offer? My thesis is that they included Ripple since it's a solution to provide global interoperability for low-value, high-frequency payments at first, and in more illiquid currencies, even though Ripple is capable of wholesale operations. My thesis is that it's not the primary reason they're at it. Do we have any other solutions focused on interoperability amongst illiquid currencies that are low value, high frequency? I went through them all and first looked at which ones offer global interoperability versus which ones are just for a certain region. I noted the global ones: CLS, Finality, MasterCard, Ripple, RTGS Global, Swift Worldline. Then I looked at which ones are only wholesale: CLS, Finality, RTGS Global. So then we're left with MasterCard, Ripple, Swift, SwiftGo, Worldline. And here we have those names. And we can actually see all of the regions here outlined. Again, like I said, Anderson, incredible work. But this is a full breakdown of that. Interestingly, we know that Ripple partnered with MasterCard. Let me actually open this up real quick. Not long ago, just 2 weeks before the Cross-Border Payments Interoperability and Extension Task Force was revealed. And it makes sense for Ripple to partner with MasterCard when it comes to interoperability amongst retail CBDCs. So we know they're partnered with at least one of the 3 remaining ones. Left, we have Swift and Worldline. I tried to look at the connections between Ripple and Worldline, and it seems a couple of blogs are mentioning that Ripple and Worldline are partners. I didn't find any official information regarding this, though, for the short time I looked. And here we actually have Ripple partner Worldline collaborates with P3 on payments as a service offering. This goes back to 2020. Then also over here, Worldline is the only Ripple partner that has been authorized by the European Central Bank to develop a prototype digital euro wallet, owing to Worldline's experience and assets in creating a digital wallet that can handle cash deposits without connectivity. But I also found this from Worldline that IOV_OWL found back in 2019. So amongst MasterCard, Worldline, and Swift, we have some definitive connections between Ripple and Worldline at least. And here we actually have the clearing and settlement mechanism selected by Dutch Payments Association. You can actually see the full breakdown here. We have eliminate central entities, create new ones. Instead, money is converted into the native Ripple currency. Here we have it. I mean, this is pretty crazy considering the fact that they were handling millions of instant payment transactions per week, which is one of the biggest processors of instant payments in the Eurozone, not only for domestic, but also for cross-border transactions. Then on the right side, we have banks embrace Ripple and move beyond testing to real-world transactions. We have XRP at the center point. Now, again, this is older, but it is still crucial to mention. And here we have DLT disruptive alternatives, e.g. Ripple. Again, when we look at what's going on, like these are significant connections. I still believe that at the end of the day, none of this is by coincidence and nothing is too old. These connections still matter today. All of this that we are seeing at this current moment in time is connected. Basel 3, Cpmi, and you could see that, right? Like you could see that in a lot of these big updates around Basel 3 or even the release around these transparency reports on the markets, liquidity provisions around cleared markets and things like that. Again, this is the BCBS with the Cpmi and even the iOSCO. I mean, guys, it could not be any more clear at this current moment in time what's actually happening here. Again, you could call it speculation, you can call it whatever you want. This got reported back on January 16th. This is only a few days ago. This is all changing and it's all coming together at a very important moment in time. The next few years are going to be so damn massive for this space, especially for utility giants. But outside of that, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And then also, if you guys do want to go check out NordVPN, add extra layers of security to your digital life. There's so much more to offer here. Guys, right now, utilizing my link, you can save up to 50+% off. If you do the 1-year plan, it's 63%. But right now, a 2-year plan will have you at $101.51, depending, of course, on your tax country. And you can pay in cryptocurrencies, which I find incredible. If you guys do want to go check it out, links down in the description below, as well as in the comments below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.